So stem cells, at least in mice, can repair brain damage. But since spinal cord is made of brain tissue, can they also repair a damaged spinal cord? At this point, the man who put the air on the mouse comes back into the story. The same sort of fibers, which have been seeded with cells to form an ear, will support the growth of neural stem cells. So maybe they could be used to repair a severed spinal cord. He tried it out on rats, which had the same sort of injury as Penny.
Basically, the rats that we studied did not have a spinal cord in the middle of their back. There was a gap of about 5 millimeters with no spinal cord in it. So there could be no transmission of information or electrical transmission from the brain down to the legs.
Fibers were twisted into a cord and seeded with neural stem cells. This tangle of stem cells and plastic may not look like much, but it's what they use to bridge the gap in the rat's spinal cord. The same sort of fibers, which have been seeded with cells to form an ear, will support the growth of neural stem cells. So maybe they could be used to repair a severed spinal cord. Charles Vacanti tried it out on rats, which had the same sort of injury as Penny. After 8 weeks, the rat started to regain movement.
You know, it's got good muscle strength, the fur, he's grooming himself. You could see how he moves his legs.
Martin Vacanti, who works with his brother Charles, was amazed by the extent of the rat's recovery.
When we started this project, we were hoping to see any sign of neurological recovery, such as movement of a toe maybe, is what our initial hope was. And this was just completely unexpected.
I think we should try some swimming. Is the temperature? Yeah, that's nice temperature. All of the rats that had an implant with cells regained significant function. Some of them almost returned to normal movement.
This rat's left leg is still weak, but her right one is moving normally. Her control of legs and tail is better than you'd normally expect from a creature with a severed spinal cord. The same kind of injury as was suffered by Penny. And when they examined the rat's spinal cord, they found that new tissue had, as they suspected, grown across the gap.
We have normal spinal cord above and also normal spinal cord below. In between, in this gray area, is actual tissue-engineered spinal cord.
The rat's apparent recovery is all the more surprising because the new nerves grew across the gap completely at random. It's a bit like cutting a telephone cable and trying to reconnect it. You can match the red wire with the red, the blue with the blue, and so on. Or you can join the wires at random and let the central computer figure out what the new connections are. And this is what seemed to have happened in the rats. Though the nerves in the spinal cord were joined at random, the brain used its phenomenal power to reroute signals. And the rats learned to walk again.